more than it should, which you've all been aware of this past few months probably. Simplex Grinnell is our fire station monitor company that we use. They've been rather busy with all the other things going on around and trying to get some service here. So I finally got service here to take care of the alarms that were going off over there, which ended all that. So it's been quiet now for about maybe a month, if that, which is good. They fixed the problem. I got a few other little things to take care of, but after that, they'll be fine. But so regularly, like when the fire alarm will go off at night, which usually happens about 2 in the morning, I'll get a call. First thing, everything goes to the desk down there in the health center, the nurses station, and then they will call me, but the fire alarm company automatically calls 911, which calls the fire department. So from there, then everything kind of gets dispatched. The fire department is usually within, I think the last one was a minute and a half it took them to get, because it's just a local fire station right by Finkbine. I think it was a minute and a half, 2 minutes it took them to get here. So I live in Tiffin, so by the time I get here, things are sometimes quieted down, sometimes they're not. Hopefully they are, and everything's fine. Usually it's just a dirty smoke alarm. But in the case that there is a fire, we ask that you do stay in your rooms. If you don't hear anybody knocking on your door, that probably means the fire is not around you, near you, anywhere near you. If you do have a fire in your apartment, it'd be great if it's small and contained right away. If you can, everybody's got a fire extinguisher under your sink, under your kitchen sink. So it'd be great if you can get to it. If you can't, get to the nearest smoke alarm or fire alarm and pull it. Make sure your door is shut. As soon as that fire gets out, if it gets out of the apartment, then we got a bigger problem. So get yourself out safe first, and then we'll go from there. Like I said, the fire department's usually here within 2 minutes. I'll be here soon. If it happens during the day, we got all the other employees and stuff here to take care of things. They'll knock on doors, make sure you're okay. Everything kind of gets zoned when all the fire alarms are marked down on our monitor down there. So it says, it'll tell us exactly where it's at. Or not exactly, but in the very, very close vicinity of about 50 feet or so. So I'll know right away if it's what building it's in, if it's here, if it's there. So and we'll usually just go from there, and then once you hear the fire alarm, once it gets silenced, that usually means it's an all clear, and we're good to go from there. And it just takes a while to get things reset sometimes, and sometimes littler things might be forgot to get reset, as like some doors might not get opened back up. All the doors will shut when the fire alarms go off, which it makes the place look a lot smaller as soon as the doors start shutting, and shuts things down in zones. So any questions with any fire things?
Are most of the notifications to the fire department made by a person or by automatically?
They're made automatically by Simplex. Will call as soon as a fire alarm goes off. If it's not, if I haven't already called them and said we're on test or something like that, they will. Simplex automatically calls the fire department. They will be here.
So if it's in our apartment, it will still.
Yep, it'll alert that way as well.
Yeah. I don't think I have a fire extinguisher.
All right, I will put it down and make sure you get one. Anybody else not have one?
I don't have one.
You don't have one? Okay.
I don't think I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy. We'll get some fire extinguishers. They should be under every kitchen sink. Should have some. Underneath the kitchen sink. Yep. So I will come up to me afterwards. I'll get your name and your apartment numbers. And I'll write all these down.
How big are they, Greg?
But Iowa City wants us to have the, like Ray's holding up, they're the 10, like they're not 10 gallon, they're 10, whatever, 10 pound ones. Yeah, they're the 10 pound ones. There's some, I know some of the ones over in the older parts of the building are the 5 pounds, and they still work just fine. So, but they're the 10 pound ones that they prefer that we have over here. Yes?
I was told one time, I think by someone at Lennox and Sealy, that if you just let a fire extinguisher sit for a long time, several years, it's probably not going to work well. that you need to take it and bang it once in a while to get it.
I wouldn't bang it, I would
Well,
maybe shake it a little bit, but
Not
yeah.
bang it real hard, but it-
Yeah. Sometimes they need shaken up a little bit.
Yeah.
Some of them last longer. Older ones, you know, things have progressed where they will last longer than what they used to last.
So we've never touched ours, it's just been hanging under the sink.
Yeah, we look at those. We'll come through your apartments if we're there for routine maintenance. Sometimes we'll just look at it, make sure everything's
Oh,
good
never
that way
seen
as well.
anybody do that.
So,
There. It's a reminder.
yes.
I am happy that we have fire extinguishers replacing those hoses that are in the hall.
Yeah, that's those have been there. Those were there before the sprinkler system got put in that part of the building. So yeah. Anything else? Yes. Joe.
I appreciate the call around after there's been something. It's always interesting to see what's happened, you know, if it's a flood or if it's a fire or if it's burnt toast, or it's kind of interesting.
So I think the last one we had one during the day, I believe, was dust from when we were painting in the link. I think Eli was there doing some work and made a little more dust up than he thought he was going to make and set that off. Before that, we had one that night was a sprinkler head that was in a tunnel underneath driveway 3 that actually had froze and then defrosted. And when I came here, that thing was dumping a little bit of water on the ground, so got that shut off quick as well. Yes.
Can you just say a word about the way the staff responds, like in the night? I remember.
So the
It's
staff
not,
will.
it's not just you. It's
So at night, the staff will come if it's in your zone. So there's different. I think there's 30 some zones that are marked on the fire panel. So they will come to each apartment, knock on doors if it's in your zone. So if you don't see them, you have no reason to worry it's not in your area. Otherwise, they'll knock on doors and they'll put rubber bands on your door to let everybody know that apartment's been checked and it's got the all clear, so everybody knows it's okay. And that's what happens during the day as well. There is it's obviously there's probably 3 times as many people here during the day. And if you see me running during the day during a fire alarm, that means it's probably real because this guy, as you can probably tell, doesn't run too much. So when I'm running, there's something going on. So. Any other questions with fires? Yes.
When we first moved here, we were told that there would be training for the staff every so often, and the fire alarms would go off. They'd be unpredictable.
Yep.
They were supposed to be at night and sometimes in the daytime and so on. Is that still happening?
Well, the thing is, with the fire alarms, when we're required to have so many by state, by the state governing bodies make us have them every month. So we've been, I don't even want to call it lucky, but every time that alarm goes off, it does not, if it's just like the dust on the smoke head, that counts as a test for us, a so-called test, so we can write those down and use those.
So does staff and the fire department have the capability of entering an apartment if the doors are locked?
Yes, there's keys down there. There's a group of keys that we have for staff in the fire department as well.
So if they come to an apartment, they would, if for some reason they would be able to unlock
Yep.
the door.
We're always able to get in, so. Lila?
What if there was an actual fire? How would we get out? Is there some,
Like if there's one in your apartment
well,
Or-
somewhere in the building, I mean.
or wherever in the building, we'll be there as quick as we can and we'll start evacuating people and getting people moved out. And
You'd come to our door to tell us how to
Yep.
get out?
Yep, if it's up in that area or below you, we'll come let you know.
Okay.
But the good thing is this building is, it's a lot of concrete and steel, which doesn't burn well, so. Any other fire questions? Any? Fire's hot. So tornadoes, I got a little bit on tornadoes as well. Obviously, there's just that bad tornado down in Winterset. Came out of nowhere. I knew about it from my nephew who lives in Norwalk, it lives in Cumming, Iowa, which is close to Norwalk. But he said, I heard about it from him before it was on the news. But obviously, us being here and tornado being there, there's a little bit of difference, but he said he could hear that thing coming when it was a ways away, so it's a little bit scary for a young kid, or anybody. But if the weather is bad and it looks like it's threatening to this way, coming this way, we'll be watching KCRG. It's usually down on the lobby, and either lobby will be on. I'll be in my office watching TV, not like usual, but I'll be watching it there to see what's going on, just to make sure everything's good. So the difference between the watch and the warning, the watch means that the weather is capable of producing tornadoes. The warning means that there's been funnel clouds spotted by the tornado, or by the weather people have seen something that makes it look like there might be something coming this way. So when that happens, then the charge nurse will be in charge downstairs. You'll hear the sirens probably go off. When the sirens go off, the last I knew, when the sirens do go off, that means there is something in Johnson County. It doesn't mean that it is here in Iowa City. It could be in Solon. So therefore, we wouldn't have to worry about anything if it's in Solon, or unless it's heading this way. But usually, they're going to head east. So when that things will go off, but this doesn't necessarily mean it's here in Iowa City. Is what I'm trying to say. So, and if it is close enough, and we do get things come close, like top floor, down, you know, this is anything with windows. You want to get out of in the hallways, head down to the garage, head down to second, third floor over here in Spring. Any of the other buildings, just get to lower buildings like Central Building, get in the hallways. There's places you go over in Benton Building. There's the big storage unit over there on third floor. Get down there. There's no windows there. George, you can come down by the maintenance shop, that hallway down there. There's the storage unit on George. There on George. There's a lot of different places to go during a tornado if there's any worries about that. But once again, this building is steel and concrete, and so is those over there. So it's, Bill used to say that he thinks we could withstand a lot of tornadoes, but I won't go that way. But I don't want to try it. I think we're good here for the most part, but don't be around the windows, and don't be like most Iowa people when they hear a tornado, get out on your deck and say, where is it, you know, so. Yes, Rick?
Greg, I think that's another staff comment that should be made. We did have a tornado warning very near here, and the people in the bistro got us all out in the hallways. They were the ones that got us out in the hall. We sat on the floor. We met a large number of new people that we hadn't met before until we were given the go-ahead. So staff have a very important role to play, and they've done it. They've demonstrated.
Which is great to hear. I don't know if I was here for I was working here, but I don't remember.
No, you weren't in the hall that night.
I wasn't watching TV in my office either. But yeah, it's a good thing. Another thing with the tornadoes is there is a message that does go out if it is near, but it's not like a call around message. Your phone will ring and ring until you pick up the message, but it won't go out to everybody at the same time. It goes in bunches, so it'll go till you get it, till you pick it up, then it's got to wait, then it'll go to the next group of people. And it just kind of, I don't know how many it goes to at a time. I can look into that if you're interested, but it just goes to a group of people per time. It'll get to everybody eventually, but it just goes and goes, and it'll ring and ring and ring until you pick up your phone.
What does it do? Tell you where to go?
They'll let you know what's going on, yeah.
Yeah, but what if I don't want to wait for the phone call? I want to get out.
With yeah, more than merry to get out quick, yeah, if you want to get out.
But then it's going to keep ringing.
I would assume there's going to be a shut off for that at a certain point, so.
A number of years ago, we had a tornado warning, and I live in the Benton building, and we were sent down to the third floor at the down there next to that window well. And it was a, you know, dead end. That's where we were
Yep.
sent to
There's that door right there.
the tornado, yeah. Would that sort of thing still be?
Yep, yep, there's that, and there's that, you know, there's a storage rooms, if you wanna get in that storage room inside there, it gets you a little way farther from the outside. Bill?
Greg, I know that you say for us in spring, we should go down to
The garage.
you really, I mean, walking down, that's not the best thing either, because that's all glass in the walkway. Can we take the elevator?
Yeah, you can. It's, if power goes out, obviously, then you'd have to find another take a stairwell.
Right.
You got this one over here across from it right there.
Or maybe one over here and then down, but
Yeah, but you got glass there. It's just a matter of,
usually the storm is coming from the west, so that's.
correct.
Am I right, when we had the derecho, we had the phone, but I think we also had people knocking on our doors to tell us, I was over in Benton then, to tell us to go down to the 3rd floor.
Right, it's just like I said, yeah, it's like fire, like Ray said,
Yeah.
Staff will be letting people
But
know
staff,
what the
but
best
they
thing
were,
is to do.
in addition to the call, they actually did come down the hallway, make sure we weren't staying
Yep.
in
Look.
that apartment.
Yep.
Greg, are you saying that if the tornado sirens go off, that's when you go into the evacuation zones, or do you?
No, you could,
call
you're,
them?
it's your, go when you want. I would rather you err on the side of caution and go, you know, if there's something spotted in the area nearby, then go. Like I said, if it's in Tiffin or if it's in North Liberty, generally the tornado's gonna keep moving towards east or north. It usually doesn't circle back around, but not saying there couldn't be something starting down below. The weather's goofy sometimes, so.
But maybe also, we should turn on to one of the stations.
Yeah, I use Channel 9.
It's very good.
I think they're the best. Sorry, I'm not partial, but if anybody likes 2 or 7, that's good for you too. But 9's local and it's better. I like the news there. It's better. So.
I live in Benson.
Yep.
I'm on that little piece of a hall.
Yep.
And would I do just as well going into my bathroom?
That'd be fine. You'd be better getting away from there. Like get out into the hallway. Just that there's that much more barrier for you that way. Anything else? Mari?
Nope, I'm good.
No question?
If we go out in the hallway, do we take a chair with us, or what do we do? Just gonna stand there?
But if you're in a chair, obviously we'll get you as low as you can and help you out and get you wherever you gotta go. So yeah. But generally, you won't be there long. Hopefully, I know certain places I've been to the mall when there's been bad weather out there, and they hold you at the mall for hours. It seems like, but you know, it's better to be sitting there than to be Toto up in the sky with Dorothy. Anybody else?
That's it.
Have that? Did I do all right, Bill?
Well, thank you everybody for coming. The next meeting is April 13th, and it will be here, and it will feature Millennium Therapy, which is another good one. We haven't had that group for some time, so we look forward to seeing you at that time. Did you hear that? Good.
Greg,
Yeah.
can I talk to you just